Hello, welcome to News Centre. I'm Parikshit Luthra. Mehli Mistry, a close confidant of Ratan Tata, is likely to be ousted from the Tata Trust board, capping a months-long bitter boardroom battle with the Noel Tata-led camp. Sources close to the Tata Group tell us that a majority of the trustees voted against Mistry's reappointment to two cornerstone trusts of Tata Trusts. We're talking about the Sir Dorabji Tata Trust and Sir Ratan Tata Trust. Noel Tata, the chairman of Tata Trusts, Vijay Singh, the former Defence Secretary, and Venu Srinivasan, the Chairman Emeritus of TVS Motor Company, voted against his reappointment. Jehangir H.C. Jahangir and Darius Kambata, as per sources, voted in his favour. Tata Trust controls 66% stake in Tata Trusts, the holding company of the behemoth. Mehli had joined Tata Trust in 2022. He's a cousin of the late Cyrus Mistry, who was ousted as Tata Sons chairman in 2016, leading to a bitter corporate battle. Mehli is a director of the Meher Palonji company, and also this is a company with interests spanning from logistic solutions to shipping to finance and insurance. The big question that we're asking now, where does this leave the $200 billion conglomerate? Number two, have we seen the last of the boardroom battle between Noel Tata and Mehli Mistry? Joining me now to take this forward are Dr. Thomas Mathew, author of Ratan Tata's biography, HP Ranina, senior advocate at the Supreme Court, also with us. Thank you very much for being with us, gentlemen. Dr. Mathew, if I can begin with you, does the ouster of Mehli Mistry end the differences, the divide within the Tata Trusts, or according to you, we're now going to see a long, protracted legal battle play out?
Thank you, Parikshit, for having me on this show. I do not want to be very pessimistic about the situation in Tata Trust now. I understand that there has been a certain amount of upheaval in the Tata Trust, but I would not subscribe to the view that there's going to be a long legal battle. It is normal for trustees to come and go, and it is also normal when there is a transition for certain groups to take different positions. But I hope that, as Tata veteran Mr. Soonawala said, I hope that it doesn't lead to anything which would be subservient to the goals of Tata Trusts that Jamshedji himself actually was emblematic of. As you know, I don't want to elaborate on this at this juncture. I can only be hopeful that the flames of distrust today would get soon extinguished.
That's an important point. Let me now go across to Mr. HP Ranina. Mr. Ranina, Mehli Mistry, according to sources, had put a condition while supporting Venu Srinivasan last week. And this is what we've come to know via sources. The Tata Trust has not put out a statement, but according to sources, he put a condition that he is supporting Venu Srinivasan on the condition that the reappointment of all future trustees is going to happen unanimously. And if that doesn't happen, he can withdraw support. Can someone withdraw support retrospectively? And does he have grounds for a legal challenge if he were to approach court? Everyone has that legal right, but what is the legal basis for that right, according to you?
Well, first of all, let me thank you, Parikshit, for having me on the show. I agree with what Mr. Mathew has said, that things should be settled amicably. Now, coming to your point, Mehli Mistry, I think, acted on the basis of the resolution which was passed, I believe, in October 2024, I think 17 October 2024, when it was decided unanimously by all the trustees of the Tata Trusts that all future appointments will be done unanimously and will be for life. Now, having passed that resolution, so I'm told that this resolution was passed. Of course, I am subject to clarify to any correction. But in case this resolution was passed unanimously by all the 7 trustees, then it would not be right for trustees today to have a vote, because they have already committed themselves to have a unanimous approval of all trustees hereafter, and that approval would be for life. So that unanimous resolution passed on 17 October 2024 cannot be ignored. It's like almost like a family settlement. When a family comes to a settlement unanimously, that settlement cannot be gone back on by 2 or 3 few family members. If at all it has to be rescinded, it can only be rescinded by all the family members unanimously. It's the same thing which goes for a trust. They've already passed a resolution unanimously. Then future all trustees will be appointed for life and unanimously, and there'll be no conflict, there'll be no vote. So I'm surprised that there was a vote at this time. Where was the need for a vote at all, when they had already decided 1 year ago that all trustees would be appointed for life when the appointment comes up again? Now, whether it will lead to a legal battle or not, I don't know. I think all options are open to the contesting parties. I hope it doesn't go to that way and things are resolved amicably and harmoniously, because I'm told even the government wanted this to happen harmoniously. Now, those who voted against Mehli Mistry have obviously not agreed with this view of the government itself, but they have not agreed with what they passed 1 year ago, and that makes me a little wary, because you can't go back on a resolution which you had agreed upon 1 year ago. And this was done immediately after the passing away of Ratan Tata, if you remember. So you must honor the memory of Ratan Tata and make sure that this resolution passed is upheld in letter and spirit. And if that happened, then what happened today should have been avoided. It is avoidable. I'm very sorry that this has happened, but there was a distinct decision to appoint every single trustee for life unanimously hereafter.
Right. That is indeed an important point. Dr. Mathew, you would be familiar with the working of the Tata Trusts. What does the rule book really say? Does it say that all the trustees have to be reappointed unanimously? Number 2, now as far as the 17th October 2024 resolution goes, is there something within the Tata Trust rule book which says that the members can vote against? Because one of the camps, of course, says that reappointment is a mere formality.
Parishit, while I largely agree with the legal luminary, Mr. Ranina, I have a slightly contrarian view with regard to the October 17 resolution. The October 17 resolution talks about a unanimous approval to appoint a trustee for life. My understanding is that when the term ends or when the term is about to end, the trustee should unanimously vote for the continuation of the trustee for life. So to my understanding, there is a positive affirmation that is required, and that has to be unanimous. I personally, I'm not taking names here. I really don't think that imposing a condition on an approval would stand the test of law, my personal opinion. That is because normally for a condition to stand the test of law, there has to be a priori legal requirement or a condition precedent. In other words, maybe if it was a part of one of the trust deeds or provision, that conditional approval is also a method of approval. If that is not there, I do not know how it would actually play out in the courts if it comes to that. Let me give an analogous situation. It'll be extremely difficult to find a similar situation, but what I can think about immediately is this. You have a council in a municipality, okay? A person X says, I'm giving approval for Y to be chairman, on the condition that when Y becomes the chairman, he will appoint me chairman of a housing committee. And suppose he doesn't approve, what happens? His vote gets invalid because of that condition. The answer logically should be no. So to my understanding, plus also you need to also realize that Sir Dorabji Tata Trust also has a provision that majority decision shall prevail. 3 of the trustees present and voting will be considered as an approval to a decision. So the situation is complicated. Now, just one last point. If after the October 17 resolution, if there was no need for another approval, then the question of a condition of unanimous approval should not have been brought into the resolution itself. So this is my point.
All right. Mr. Ranina, now coming back to you about some of the other major issues that the trust was grappling with, including the public listing of Tata Sons. Do you think that process may get easier now?
No, public listing of Tata Sons, you mean?
Public listing of Tata Sons.
Tata Sons, yeah. So obviously that's a decision which the shareholders have to take. And since 66% of the shareholders are the Tata Trusts, that's a decision which they have to take. But even here, I'm told that there has been some resolution or some commitment given that as far as possible, Tata Sons should remain private. Of course, they can always revise that decision if they so wish. But certainly, if at all they decide to go public at this juncture, where there's all this dispute going on, I think it won't be the appropriate time to do so. So certainly, I think let things cool down. Let us see how it pans out in the next few months. And hopefully, if things are resolved amicably and harmoniously, that is the best thing that can happen to not only Tata Sons, but to the entire Tata Group of companies.
All right. Dr. Mathew, if we were to ask you about the genesis of this problem, yes, there was a problem that we saw with the removal of Vijay Singh from the board of Tata Sons. There were also differences on the day-to-day working control of Tata Trusts over Tata Sons. Then also the issue of public listing as well. But Mehli Mistry was someone who was considered as close to Ratan Tata, a close confidant of Ratan Tata. When did you think this problem between the trustees began to arise, come to the forefront?
Sri Parishit, I can't exactly pinpoint, but I can tell you something. If X was close to Mr. Ratan Tata, so was Y. Let me take you back to 2012. Mr. Vijay Singh was one of the closest confidants of Mr. Ratan Tata. And please understand one point. Mr. Ratan Tata was not only close to Mr. Vijay Singh, Mr. Ratan Tata's father, Noel Tata, had also very cordial relationship with Mr. Vijay Singh's father. So this relationship has been going on actually in a very warm way for the last 3-4 decades. So in terms of proximity, Mr. Vijay Singh, and also in terms of the confidence that Mr. Ratan Tata reposed in Vijay Singh, according to me, is second to none. Okay, that's number one. Now, when did this actually arise? I really do not know, but there was simmerings, there were differences of opinion. But Parishit, is only natural when there is a transition to have a certain difference of opinion. But at the end of the day, I still believe that the trustees are mature enough to settle their differences without rocking the boat or doing anything that would disrupt such a huge organization like Tata Sons, which is almost as big as a country. and extremely important, not only for India's economy, India's prestige abroad, and is too big to fail, like you say in the United States. So therefore, I think they will find a solution. I really don't believe that anybody would go to the courts in order to find a resolution to this. And I personally believe one thing. Now, let me tell you one thing which I personally believe. I'm not trying to take sides at all. See, Tata Trust, we need to understand, is not an ordinary trust. Tata Trust is actually a conglomeration of the trusts of the family members or the ancestors or relatives of Mr. Noel Tata. Mr. Noel Tata is today the flag bearer or the torch bearer of the ideals with Jamshedji Tata started this philanthropic activity. He is from the same bloodline, according to me. When Mr. Ratan Tata was there, everybody agreed to what Mr. Tata said. Similarly, I really do not understand when there is a trust which is wholly dedicated to philanthropy and only philanthropic activities, and you have a Tata as a head. I really do not think that you should be opposing him, provided every decision is debated, every decision is discussed without bad blood. Just like when Mr. Ratan Tata was there, there used to be a lot of discussions, there used to be a lot of debates. Right. Mr. Tata himself used to tell me that. But at the end of the day, once a collective decision is taken, or they will defer to the head of the Tata Trust. And I think if that tradition is continued, I think we will not see this kind of feud or fratricidal battle, as I would put it.
All right, we're going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. This conversation with Dr. Thomas Mathew and senior advocate HP Ranina continues on the other side on the divide within Tata Trusts and the ouster of Mehli Mistry, which looks very likely at this stage. Welcome back. We still have with us Thomas Mathew, author of Ratan Tata's biography, HP Ranina, senior advocate at the Supreme Court. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the program today. It is a big day. Clearly, the divide and tensions within the Tata Trust will continue. They will spill over over the next few weeks. And why is that? This is because Mehli Mistry, the director of the Mehli Group, one of the key trustees of the Tata Trust, has been ousted. According to sources, 3 key trustees have decided to vote against his reappointment. So a majority has voted against it. Whether Mehli Mistry accepts this or throws a legal challenge, that remains to be seen now. Let me go across to HP Ranina again. HP Ranina, beyond the legal challenge, we are yet to see whether Mehli Mistry will challenge this. Having said that, what are some of the future governance issues that Tata Trust will now have to decide and be very clear about? Issues such as the way independent directors are appointed on board Tata Sons. What is the relationship between Tata Trust and Tata Sons, and how both of these groups will function independently, and where would be the areas where Tata Trust will exercise control over Tata Sons, considering it has a 66% stake in the parent company, Tata Sons?
I think it's a very fair question which you have raised, Parikshit. The important point is that Tata Trusts have to be guided by certain principles laid down by the Tata family and by Mr. Ratan Tata. I just want to bring out one important point which seems to have been missed out. Mr. Ratan Tata resigned as a director of all the companies when he reached the age of 75. And there is an unwritten code, nothing in writing, but unwritten code that at the age of 75, everybody should step down from not only an executive position, but even as directors. And Ratan Tata set an example of stepping down when he reached the age of 75. This is well known. Now, having said that principle, and if we all believe in the ethos of the Tata Group and the Tata family and their sense of corporate governance, I think it has to be applied even to Tata Trusts. But as far as Tata Trusts is concerned, the question of age does not apply. It is only in the case of listed companies or public companies that this age applies. But even from Tata Sons, which was a private limited company, Ratan Tata chose to step down when he reached the age of 75. And this example cannot be forgotten. In fact, there is a good practice of corporate governance. This has to be accepted by all Tata companies. This is an unwritten law. I still remember, because I was sitting on the board of the Reserve Bank of India along with Mr. Ratan Tata and Mr. Narayan Murthy, another stalwart of corporate governance. And we all believed in the principles of corporate governance, that after a certain age, you have to step down. And perhaps this is the reason why Mr. Vijay Singh had to step down. Now, coming to another issue, Mr. Mehli Mistry has been ousted. There must be some credible reason, because otherwise it's defamatory. You cannot defame a person by asking him to go unless there's something involved, because obviously there'll be something in the minds of people. Why has he been asked to step down? Has he done something wrong? This is certainly defamatory as far as Mehli Mistry is concerned, or anybody else is concerned. So I would think that this has to be sorted out. And as your question is right, the Tata's company's ethos must continue. Ratan Tata's principles must be upheld. Simply because he has passed away doesn't mean that we should just forget it. And if Ratan stepped down at the age of 75, I think all of them should follow that example and step down at that age. That is a good principle of corporate governance.
Right. Dr. Mathew, so far we've not seen any statement from Tata Trust. Do you think it's very important for the trusts to go out and explain why this decision has been taken? The trustees have not put out any statement. There is no word from the Tata Trust. And beyond that, the differences that we are seeing play out within Tata Trust, do you see this impacting the functioning of Tata Group companies as well?
Yeah, Parikshit, before I go to this, let me answer one small point about 75 years being the guillotine year. Okay, Mr. Ratan Tata did step down when he touched 75. But it needs mentioning, it needs underscoring that Mr. Vijay Singh at past 75 years when Mr. Ratan Tata himself decided to continue him in Tata Trusts, which means wherever there is a rule, there is an exception. And my learned friend, Mr. Ranina, would certainly agree with me that in the United States, Supreme Court judges do not retire. They walk into their grave. So I'm not trying to dispute anything else. I agree that there should be a retirement age, but if there are extraordinary circumstances that demand the continued appointment or tenure of an individual, just like Mr. Ratan Tata did with the case of Mr. Vijay Singh, we should not consider it as something immoral or wrong or illegal. That's point number one. Now, next question which I wanted to answer was whether the turbulence at the moment would disrupt the functioning of Tata Sons. The answer to me is no. They are two different entities. You have members who are appointed in the board of directors of Tata Sons by Tata Trusts. But in Tata Sons, and Tata Sons is headed by Mr. Chandra, who is the chairman of the group. They function independently from Tata Trusts, unless, of course, there are important decisions like dilution of shares, etc., the resolution of which will have to have the affirmative vote of the representative of Tata Trusts. This will shake. This will cause slight tremor. But I don't think that this is going to disrupt the organization in any way. It is too strong. It is not a monolith. It is a huge establishment with multiple legs to stand on. And I'm sure Mr. Chandra, who is a techie and a techie intellectual, will be able to wade through this slow commotion or wave more successfully than many others would. This is my...
All right. We've completely run out of time, but thank you very much, Dr. Mathew and Senior Advocate HP Ranina for joining us. A lot of questions there before Tata Trusts in the days to come. We'll have to see whether there's a legal challenge. We'll also have to see what happens to the public listing and the decision taken by the RBI, and whether Shapoorji Pallonji, which has been mulling and looking to exit with a certain amount of stake sale in Tata Sons, is allowed to do so or not. All of those questions have to be answered in the days to come. But thank you for watching. Goodbye.